when you talk to some of his advisors, like Kevin Hassert, for example, I think who's his most influential economic advisor, they will clarify it. And they said, of course, free trade allows everybody to benefit, but if the free trade is not fair, and by that they mean primarily the Chinese, but also the Europeans, if they have tariffs on goods on American products and we don't have tariffs on the same identical American product, European import, then he's going to put a tariff to equalize it. And then if the free marketer comes back to Donald Trump and says, well, you can't do that because they are more effective, or this particular product is done cheaper and benefits the world because it can be done better over there, then he will say, well, then we're going to find something that we do that's better than what they do, but they don't play fair. So I think what they're trying to say is they're going to look at the totality of import and exports, look at the various tariffs, and as a general rule, and I don't think I'm being chauvinistic, but the reports that I've seen show that the United States is one of the most asymmetrically tariffed countries in the world. In other words, since World War II, it's been the position of both parties that the United States shall take a hit in trade to allow countries that are allies of the United States, but even neutrals, to develop economically at our detriment based on two realities. One, we can take the hit because we're so wealthy, and two, that newfound prosperity will eventually end up in freedom and consensuality and pro-Western sentiments. I don't think that's operative anymore. If you drive through my hometown, I will see 6 or 7 major factories have been closed for 20 years, gang activity, poverty, per capita income of $16,000 a year. When I was in high school, it was booming. We made trailers, we made hydraulic lifts, we had one of the biggest canneries in the country. But all of those were put out of business, you could argue, by cheap Chinese, Taiwanese, Korean exports. Now those countries have reached a level of affluence where that asymmetry is not conducive to anybody anymore. So I think he's going to target those with some exceptions. And the exceptions are countries that are military allies of the United States. And I think one thing I will say, just to finish, and when I say he's transactional, I've been writing another book about him, just starting, and I've been reading a lot about his past. He's very, I don't say insecure, but he's very sensitive, and he feels that if people are going to attack him personally, or the country, the United States, the embodiment of him as president, then he's going to reply in kind, so they will cease doing it. And that ended up in the name calling. But I've been watching various foreign leaders that have been bullying the United States, and I noticed that they calmed down during the campaign with the idea that Trump might be elected, especially President Erdogan of Turkey. He has not been as boisterous or saber-rattling against Trump as you would think, given he would see Trump as more likely to stand up to Turkey than Biden or Harris or Obama. And I think it's in all of us as humans that we develop a respect for people who are confident and treat us as equals. And whether we like it or not, maybe we're ashamed to admit it, but we develop a sense of contempt for people who are weak are considered weak or obsequious or toadish. And we all like to be treated with respect. And Donald Trump doesn't look at magnanimity as weakness to be exploited. When he sees magnanimity from foreign leaders, he feels they should be reciprocated in kind. That's unusual in a leader. So if I was an Australian or a British person or a European or a Japanese or a South Korean, or an Israeli, I would feel a sense of relief, because the world is more dangerous. We're closer to the use of tactical nuclear weapons than I've seen at any point in my life. And I think that he will restore a sense of deterrence. without trying to be chauvinistic and with a braggadocio that would start an unnecessary war.